You're gonna start going on your Facebook Live. So you
Oh,
can
okay,
just
just
set
setting
it
the
there.
camera
Yep,
up. Okay,
set your camera
okay.
up.
And so, in terms of,
Mhm.
oh, hello everybody. How's everybody doing? Today is Thursday. I have no idea what the date is, so forgive me for that one.
Oh
Brain
my
fart.
goodness.
Uh, this is your girl Dawn. My first day here with my show, Jazz Cats, and I'm just looking forward to meeting everybody at some point. Featuring a lot of Detroit artists, great music, national and international actually. So I've got that connection and I'm loving it, and I am just looking forward to just doing what I do behind the mic. So it's just been a wonderful wonderful journey. Sky Covington, she's been kind of twisting my arm for me to do this, so I'm doing it. So here I am, everybody. And actually, my first guest tonight, I've got the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sky Covington in studio with me.
Hi, Don.
Hello, Sky. How are you?
I'm feeling so you are glowing.
I am. Am I?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
need my
Yes.
powder.
She is. Oh, you are. So thank you for having me. As your
Yes.
first, I was like, I was thinking in my mind, like, no, I cannot miss this.
Well, I appreciate you clearing your schedule for me
I couldn't
today.
miss this night at all. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. You just have no idea how much I appreciate you. And, you're just a beautiful person. You see stuff in people that we may not see in ourselves and everything. So, I bow to you for that.
All right.
And Sky is blushing, everybody.
Yeah. Now, I want God to be mad at me because you already know.
No, oh no, he's first and foremost all day, 24/7, 365.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from, but then I think I was reading something. It was like, God is a jealous God. And I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
God can be jealous? So
Yes.
I'm like, that thing kind of keeps me
Mm-hmm.
at bay. How, without the ego,
Yes.
like
Yes.
you.
No, absolutely no ego.
No
I don't
ego.
need it.
I love that in you.
Yeah, I don't need it. This is me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little nervous right now, but it's gonna go away in a few
You're
minutes.
doing fine.
So, I know you just won like a gazillion awards with the Detroit with the Detroit Music Awards, and I am
Yes,
so
okay,
happy.
let's just stretch out.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, you had some with your clients.
Yes, Galen McKinney and Ralph
Yes.
Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
Both.
yes.
Come on now.
So in the jazz category, I'm like, I've worked with all of these people. Yes. So that was amazing.
Yeah.
So how does it feel? I think you won like every year, just about since I've known you. I know.
Yeah. My one special uh, outstanding jazz vocalist. My one
Yes.
thing I was like, if I could just, what
Yes.
if I could be that?
And you did it.
A jazz singer.
Yes.
We how we look as even as a black culture. How
Yes.
We look at jazz singers, especially women.
Yes.
They can do no wrong.
No. No. And I mean, we were just kind of briefly speaking on that topic, in the lobby.
Yeah.
And, my thing, I'm not a musician. I played flute for like one semester in elementary school,
Yeah.
learned how to read and write music in junior high school. But I got away from it.
Yeah.
And kind of back in the music business, thanks to Gaylen McKinney, she brought me into the music business. And Ralph Armstrong has kind of been honing my skills and everything. But I'm just jealous sometimes because I'm like, I want to learn to play an instrument.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
can see that. So what is your instrument?
Well, my instrument was flute.
Oh, okay. Flute.
It was
Okay.
flute, but I'm kind of wanting to go and get one and pick
Yeah.
up, take some lessons.
I think you could do that
to learn.
especially with your frame and your you do have a very you should be doing something musical. That's why this show is good because you have
Yes.
a like Maxine Michaels.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah,
like
she's so awesome.
it's those curves in the words that make the show great.
Yes.
Like the audience, the guests, but you have that voice So,
Do
yeah,
I?
I could see you on a wind, hear you on a wind instrument.
Yes, and Zion Israel asked me if I sang before, and I'm like, I've never sang.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, oh, I can hear it.
I can hear it
I'm
too.
like, no, if you want me to clear a room, give me a microphone and I will
Yeah.
sing. And everybody would either start throwing tomatoes at me or leave. One of those two. He's like, dog, get you a vocal coach. I'm like, no, I'm not spending that
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
on a vocal coach.
Yeah.
So
But that's a rhythm. Even when you talk now, it's a rhythm.
it is. I
Yeah.
never thought about
Yeah,
that.
it is a rhythm. It's
Okay.
definitely, and that's what I learned. Because my husband always said, I love to hear you talk. Why? Tell me why. So I could keep doing it. He was like, because it's like you singing to me.
Oh, okay. Yes, and I had someone tell me that I had my voice was too monotone for radio.
Really?
Yes.
See?
They told me, that I would, kind of bore the audience. And I'm thinking,
Really?
I'm like, okay.
Oh, see, that was that thing that happens.
Yes.
When you have something, it's like don't eat the cake and you eat the cake anyway. It's like,
Yes,
you can't tell when
absolutely.
somebody tell you can't do it, you be like, okay, you just go ahead.
Right, I'll do it 10 times, 10 times better, than
Right,
what you
'cause
told
it's
me I
like-
couldn't
like,
do.
Don't do it. It's like no.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that you're doing it because
Yes.
this will probably be one of the things that takes a whole nother branch.
I hope so. Because when I was introduced to radio with Mike Bonner on another station, and I had no idea, he invited me to the studio. He's like, Dawn, I want you to come to the studio. I'm like, okay. So I get there and I go sit in the corner, and he's looking at me like, no, get over here. And I'm like, do what? So he set me in front of a mic, and we just started talking like you and I are doing. And the following week, he invited me back, and he was like, I want you to do your own show. I'm like, what? I'm like, do what with my own show? He's like, Dawn, everybody in the jazz world knows you. Music world in Detroit knows you. It would just make sense for you to do your own show.
Excellent. Yeah.
And I did it, and I had so many, in studio guests, and I had a ball. But Mike and I, the chemistry we had, because we went to high school together.
Excellent.
We went to high school together, and so many people, that was their comic relief every week with he and I, on the station. And I met so many other beautiful people, that I'm still friends with now.
Really?
And when this opportunity came to get back in front of the mic, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But I'm enjoying it. It's so much fun. So much fun. I get to see another side of me that I didn't know existed.
Yeah. Yeah, when we did the interview, I was like, I had already had it in my head. This is what she's going to do.
Okay. Yeah. And believe it or not, I was a little nervous that night.
I was so like, as soon as I was like, Dawn would be so perfect in radio.
Wow.
Because I was waiting for you to do something.
Yes.
And then but that kind of lingered.
It did.
It kind of
yes,
lingered.
it did.
But you're in a position, even with what you are, you should probably tell everybody what you do.
Well, there she goes again, that persuasion. Well, actually, I'm a booking agent, a licensed booking agent with the American Federation of Musicians. And I just recently joined the local union here, Detroit Federation of Musicians out of Southfield. President George Troya, beautiful person. I actually worked with Ralph to make that happen and everything. So, he sees, my drive in keeping the music together and learning the business side of music.
Yeah.
And when, kind of working with him, teaching me the different ropes and working with different artists, it's like, oh, they really don't know, reading or writing a contract. Negotiating, with the venue and things of that nature. So my thing is I'll step in, take that burden off of the artist where they can go in the studio and focus on their craft.
Yeah.
They don't need to be back and forth on the phone with 5 and 6 venues saying, okay, can I get in? Can I not get in? That type of thing. You don't need that kind of stress.
And it is very stressful.
It is. And also, working as, the road manager, had the pleasure of doing that with you.
Yes.
And
it made it, I felt very, very comforted and comfortable.
Yes. And you see, I wouldn't let you do anything.
Because I was trying.
So that's my goal, when working with artists, especially at a concert, because I've carried bases on my back, never really knowing how heavy these things were.
Yeah, they are.
And, some of them are lighter, some of them are way too heavy for me, but I still persevered.
Yeah.
And, are carrying a cymbal bag. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do they do it? So it's like, you guys need like tech support, or some muscles, to carry the equipment.
Yeah, and people that we trust to do it.
Yes.
Because,
Mm-hmm.
One thing that you never do is mess with a man's instruments. That's,
Yes.
With someone's microphone, all our stuff. You don't do that.
Yes.
So when you entrust that to somebody, because you don't want nothing on it.
No.
No demons on the microphone.
No. And Lord, that can be transferred. Yes, absolutely.
Leave no demons on my microphone.
No, absolutely
Everybody
not.
can't be touching your microphone.
No. And no, because it's an extension of you as an artist. That's like somebody trying to snatch your arm off.
Yeah.
It's like you can't do that.
Can't do it.
So you have to respect that space. And and the value of so many of these instruments, they're more than a house sometimes. And it's like, no, I'm not touching that.
So what's the name of your show?
The name of my show is Jazz Cats. So I need to see, like Jazz Cats / Jazz Kittens, because it's really going to be girl power, not kicking the guys off to the side, but a lot of the women just don't get the respect that they need and deserve, in the music business, not necessarily jazz, but just across, the music business, period.
Yeah. I have an opinion about that now that I'm beginning to understand.
Okay.
It's all designed for it to look that way.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I'm learning in the industry, that like I can go and be anything and go perform anywhere I want to go perform.
Yes.
It's just the effort that I actually put in it to do that.
So do you think as a woman you have to put in more effort than a man in the business?
I used to think that because that's what I was taught to think.
Okay.
Now, because one of my main goals is like I want to be able to book people, even with my little budget that I might put together. Be a person that can like help buy some comic for the tub.
Yes.
Or you know what I mean? Some sinus medicine.
Yes.
At the Dollar Tree. I mean, just minimal things that we might need. So now that I'm on that side of it, where I say, okay, if you want to be anything, you're just gonna have to find your little lane,
right?
Because
and make it happen.
If you're trying to get into a certain type of lane, yes, you're gonna have a struggle because it's not your lane,
right? Exactly.
So sometimes I think that's where that kind of derived from, like, oh, it's so hard for women to. Well, we just, we just gotta forge our.
We gotta take it. we have to take it.
We gotta forge. There's enough room and it's bouncy enough for us to just like make our lane. And maybe because that was like kind of with the person telling you that you couldn't do radio because you had a monotone.
Yes.
That's one of them things that then you thought that you couldn't do because of that.
Exactly. And so I steered away from it. Yeah.
Them little pokes that people do so you won't manifest what you have to do to heal people.
Yeah, because when I was on the other station with Mike Bonner, I was doing it so much and I got addicted to it.
Yeah.
And then when I wasn't there, I'm like lost. I'm like, oh God, I need to be behind the mic.
It was feeding us, really.
And I got a chance to cut loose and show the silly side of me because people see me, they're like, Dawn, you're always so serious. I'm like, really? You don't smile. I'm like, yes, I do. I'm like, but I was able to find that outlet to, release some stress and to just cut loose and act silly behind the mic. There were a few times I wanted to F-bomb and I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I got to hold it, until I get to the car. No. I mean, a few times, some words slipped out and I got the, the look from Mike and I'm like, oh crap, I can't do that anymore.
You can't cuss on that.
No, not that.
I think
no.
You can curse on this one, but you're such a lady.
I won't do that. No, I won't do. No.
That's the thing too. We don't have to. That's what I'm learning. I don't have to give nothing away.
Right. Yes.
I just can stick to the program and be good at that.
Yes.
And because sometimes the things that maybe you give away. It's not even for nobody else to have.
Correct. Absolutely. Yes, and then you let it go. You can't take it back.
Yeah.
You know, because it's too late at that point. So, but no, I'm looking forward to taking this to wherever it needs to go.
Yeah.
To just really give a voice to these musicians that really don't have a voice. And to get them in front of a different audience and everything so they can show the world, what they have. And we've got, I've got some, my musical nephews and everything, beautiful, beautiful musicians. So, and some nieces too. You can't forget them, so just get, the musical family, in here. Yeah, so I'm looking so forward to, to showcasing that, I'm having fun. Yay.
Yes.
Yes. So in your world, what's going on musically?
I found myself.
Yes.
That's what I can say it.
Okay.
And that self that's always striving to get back to the music,
yes,
like through it all. So I used to think I have to do music every day, but as long as I can like dream it, like,
yes.
So I'm kind of right there where everything is, I can accept all of what I have.
Yes.
And be good at all of it.
Yes.
Give all of that beauty, that soul, that thing, that sincerity.
Yes. Well, you've done that though.
Yeah. Well, I had to, but by practice, I had to. Like I see myself becoming nobody's good. So that's not, I'll never be that. But just a little compassion.
Okay.
What I always used to seek. I'm like, I just want to feel, I want to watch something and cry because it shouldn't even be on TV.
Yes.
Like, I always wanted to be angry and stuff. And I always see people, I'm like, you really? Are you sad? And
yes.
Like, in my mind, I'm like, really?
Right.
Well, tell me what part of sad or,
yes.
I was
so
like
you dissect it, analyze it.
I was like, I want to find me some compassion.
Okay. Yes.
Like that's what I wanted out of anything. So that's where I'm at now. So everything is like compassionate. Everything is like really with thought. I'm like, man, did I do that right?
Okay.
Could I have did that better?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Could I have been my best self to bring something to this thing?
Okay.
That's those type of feelings.
Okay.
Where you want to just be. You want people to have some joy when they're around you.
Yes.
You want to be one of those type.
Yes.
All we have is our memory.
Yes,
sometimes.
Absolutely. Yes. And I think, and you portrayed that on stage. And I can't remember the first time I saw you, but I'm like, wow, she's like dynamic. And, and then when I started seeing you perform, on a regular basis, and then I started coming to Baker's, and you take command of the stage. And I'm like, she needs to be out of Detroit, on a global stage. And, because your voice, your style of music makes me think of my dad listening to Billie Holiday and Dinah Washington, Sarah Vaughan. Because I remember my mom had a Sarah Vaughan cassette, and I took it. Took it in my room, and I started listening to it. And I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. Because back then, most kids, into R&B, that kind of stuff, hearing it on the radio. So I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. So months passed. She asked me where was her her cassette. And I'm like, I have no idea. I said, I haven't seen it. And so she found it in my room. And she was like, what are you doing with that? And I'm like, I was listening to it. There's some, great songs on there. And, so when I heard you, I'm like, oh, my gosh. And I'm thinking, I wish my dad was here, to have heard you perform, And because it was because of him that I got into jazz, listening to jazz music. Probably didn't hit me till I was maybe in my early teens, because listening to it when I was younger, it's like, oh God, this is boring music, in the car, because he was listening to WJZZ all the time. And so when I got older, and I'm like, that's pretty much where the station stayed, in my car or at home on JZZ. And I'm like, okay, this is some great music. And so that's kind of what I was listening to, like in my 20s and on up, and everything. And it was just like, wow. And I'm like addicted now.
Yeah.
You know, I love it. I mean, I'll listen to some of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, not, of course, not just my Detroit folks, but just any and everybody I'll listen to, you know, and, you know, it just gives me a certain kind of feeling. I guess I can't find words to describe it, but it's just some fantastic music. And I keep music on at home when my nephew is over. He's 3. And one day we were having breakfast, and I was playing Joey DeFrancesco, his last CD. And, you know, we're sitting there at the table eating, and I saw his foot. You know, he was patting his foot, and I saw his head kind of bobbing, and I'm like, you know, so I didn't say anything right away. And when it finished, he was like, Auntie Dawn, I like that song. And I'm like, really? He's like, yes. And I'm like, you know, I gotta remember the song. I can't remember. It was more up tempo, you know. But I'm thinking, okay, I've got to keep this going. You know, I mean, he likes different types of music. But if I play jazz, you know, he'll pick up on a couple of notes, and sometimes he'll say, "No, Auntie Dawn, I don't like that." You know. So, and my nephew, one of my nephews, Jordan, he plays trumpet, and he's 11 now, and he played Happy Birthday for me back in December. And I'm like, oh, this is so sweet.
I did see that on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. And then my other nephew, Ade, he just turned 5, and he's into the piano. So I'm like, okay, so I may have to look into getting him some piano lessons at some point, and Jordan, you know, some trumpet lessons and everything, just to keep it going, that exposure. You know, I'll bring Jordan up to Baker's one day, you know, to let him check out, you know, some music, and maybe talk to, you know, some other musicians to see if this is what he really wants to do when he grows up. You know, just to keep it going, just to keep, you know, just expose him to some different things.
And it's Jordan?
Yep, Jordan, he's 11. Yep, he plays the trumpet, and my nephew, Ade. And he's 5. He was so excited to turn 5, and he plays piano. So I'll have to send you that video clip of him playing piano. It was so cute. I'm like, oh, look at my babies. Yeah, so really that's kind of what, you know, I guess my focus is going to be for the show, is to showcase, you know, the younger musicians, and so everybody can see, you know, what's out here. All of these young men are not out here, and young ladies are not out here, you know, doing bad things. You know, a lot of these people, they're on major stages, you know, with some of music's greatest artists. And we have to continue to showcase that, and keep them encouraged, let them know, yes, you can make a living playing music. You know, and it's such a, you know, it's such a broad industry, you know, but yeah, they can make money playing music. You know, they can get their passport and get some stamps in the passport, you know, and go across the globe just to see, you know, how it's done, you know, in other worlds. You know, that's, you know, what I'm looking to do hopefully in 2022, once things kind of quiet down and open back up, is just to get my face in front of a lot more venues, you know, across this globe, you know, so they can see everything in Detroit is not Motown. And, you know, so that's really kind of what the focus, you know, for me, this platform is going to be with Jazz Katz, is to, you know, just to try to keep us on the map, you know, let the world know that we've got some hell of a musicians here, and there's some great artists and everything.
Yeah, some amazing artists.
Yes, very much so.
Amazing. Oh, my goodness.
And so now I know, when I was here before, the beautiful piece that's on the wall here, the scarf, what is that? And I keep seeing it out the corner of my...
Did he tell you about my scarf?
You did. It was very brief, you know, when you mentioned it to me when I was here before.
Well, I've fallen in love with raps.
Okay.
I always wanted to be an older woman with my raps and my intellectual glasses and my attitudes to want to change the world.
You've succeeded.
Big old baggy clothes. Y'all know I used to. Look.
Yes.
But all of my main focus is like we just want to just do the music.
Okay.
And we want to bring people to peace. Want to bring people to God.
Yes.
You know, and heal people.
Yes.
And I'm just so those scarves. I decided to, sell those scarves, but I decided, this is the old me. I was trying to hustle.
Yes, you have to.
But what the Spirit told me, I'm just going to tell you where I get my scarves.
No, that's your secret.
I don't even have the heart to
Shh, that's your secret.
I know, I'm just going to tell y'all where I get these scarves. And you got to call me, though, and say, hey, Sky, peace to you, sister.
Yes.
You got to ask me my full name,
Okay.
Because some people be like, oh, I love Sky. Oh, I love Sky. I'm like, what's my real name?
Right. Do I remember?
This is Nicole.
Yes, I remember, yes.
Yeah, so that's funny. That's my own little joke.
Yes.
Oh, you Sky?
Yeah, no, those scars are beautiful.
Yeah. So these are my new, one of my new apparels.
Okay.
And so I love all the embroideries and just the royalness.
Yes.
Getting back to the royalty of myself. I went through all the chapters. And,
yes.
So there's a level of maturity.
Yes.
But in maturity, you become an adolescent.
Correct. Absolutely. Yes.
Really, nobody shares that secret. I'm like,
right.
You just told me that. It was like, you living a good life if you old and you still can laugh like a little
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, gosh. I do all the time,
Right, That's a good life.
Yes. I mean, God has blessed me to see 56 years, hopefully see 57 in December.
So you wear very well.
And thank you. And I'm like the biggest kid.
Yeah.
Cartoons and candy, which I need to leave alone. But having my little nephew around all the time, Auntie Dawn, I want some candy. Yeah. His thing is Reese cups. I don't even eat them. I'll go to the store. I'm like, oh crap, I got to get Jason Reese cups. He's coming over tomorrow. Because if he comes over and they're not there, we've got to go to the store.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting a chance to kind of relive some parts of me. It never left.
Yeah.
Anybody knows me, I love animation.
Really?
I love animation. Like one of my favorite ones is Monsters Inc. And I can watch Monsters Inc. And Shrek. I can watch those religiously and never get tired of them.
That is so cool.
And then watching them before I didn't, but now I pay attention to the music. I pick up, certain things and different chord changes. I mean, some of the things I've learned, being around, the musicians.
Yeah. You want to tell everybody what they're watching?
You are watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Remember that it's coming from Detroit. Remember that coolest place on the planet. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment.
What's the name of your show?
My show is Jazz Katz, hosted by Dawn, sponsored by First Impressions Events and Entertainment, which is my company. Yes, thank you. Yes, and we will be back.
Yes. All right. You just, we're not done.
Okay. Well, no, 'cause I was looking for lights and I didn't see lights.
No, we're not done. We're not done. This is so much fun. Let's have a little.
Cheers.
I know.
Salute, salute.
So we can play some music too.
Yes.
We're not done.
See, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, in terms of like music.
Okay.
And stuff, I didn't know.
We can sit. We're on live.
Yeah.
We can sit. Open the computer there. We're gonna go right to YouTube.
Okay.
All right. And this is good. I'm like, I was supposed to be here today.
Yes.
I was supposed to be here today.
Yes, and password and stuff. I don't know what that is. So I know this is yours. So if you can come and log me in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to write it right in your.
Oh, okay. I can just do it right here on this cover page, right here. Yep, right there for me. And of course, with age comes glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, is my pen dying out there? Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, it's dead.
Yeah.
It is dead.
Oh, yeah. It's all in divine order, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's all good.
That's what I was doing.
Just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Capitals or what? Because it said it wasn't recognized. 1 second, people. Yes, no, I really appreciate you taking your time out today.
I'm having a good time.
Oh, pops up.
I did have a couple of those like Cheetos with the herb in it.
Okay.
I think I may have ate maybe one or too many.
Uh-oh, are we having some difficulties here?
No, I'm fine. I'm just really feeling good. A little good, so.
What comes up is strange fruit, ironically.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I was actually going to sing it. I was on the show yesterday, on my show yesterday. And I was going to sing it, but the night was over, so.
Well, you have the microphone right in front of you now.
Yeah, you think I should?
Absolutely. Everybody's Sky.
Can we get a karaoke or something?
I'm trying to get Sky Covington to sing while she's in the studio with me.
I would sing. I should have brought my music. Okay, here we go. And
yeah, I'm trying to get her to sing, everybody. Let's see if she's gonna sing. Okay, I think it's unmuted, I think. Let's see here. And play. Okay, why is it saying it's paused? Yes, no, you should have brought your music. That would have been fabulous. You know, because I could listen to you sing all day, so.
Yeah, I've been having spurts that I can't really hear. Oh, this is it here?
Yes.
Okay. And we can Southern Trees. Oh, okay. Now who is that singing?
It's a karaoke version. That's all it says is karaoke version.
Yeah. Like bodies swinging in a southern breeze, strange fruit hanging on the poplar trees. Pastoral dreams of the gallant South, the swollen eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolia, sweet and gay, and the burning smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to sigh, for the sun to rise, for the trees to dry. Here is a strange and bitter, so bitter. Cry. We didn't even need that.
No, we didn't. I was like, okay, she blew this one out of the water right here. Oh, that was so fantastic. Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm out of words for a hot second there. I'll come back, but no, but I know you've done the show with the other ladies with Nina and Deanna. I mean, when is that coming back? Yes, when is that coming back?
We are putting a Satin Doll review on. It will be at Charles Wright Museum.
Oh,
which is
wonderful.
getting all the particulars set.
Yes.
We do have another character.
Okay.
So it's the Billie Holiday. Etta James, played by Tasha Owens.
Oh.
Dinah Washington, by Nina Simone.
Wow. Okay.
Me.
Don't forget you.
And Faye Bradford playing Nina Simone.
That is beautiful. Yep. Oh, so when can we expect to see this production?
Well, I'm thinking late May, early June.
Okay.
It's with COVID.
Yes.
We're dealing with a lot. When it's just me, I'll walk the front line. I have.
Yes, absolutely.
But everybody's not, and I don't have children. I mean, I have stepchildren.
Yes.
Those are my babies.
Yes. Yes.
But it's just a whole nother thing.
Wow.
Mothers that have young children.
Yes.
They don't want to bring sickness to their kids.
Absolutely.
They have grandbabies and stuff. So, we just had to wait on the Satin Doll review.
Okay.
And also I'm trying very diligently to get the Carnegie Hall.
Wonderful.
So that's one of my main focuses. Not my main focus. My main focus in music.
Okay. Yes.
Not in this music. Because that's not my main focus.
Right.
But so Carnegie Hall is, and I'm making a fuss about Carnegie Hall, and I'm also making a fuss about Dirty Dog.
Okay.
And no, I'm not. I have to change my language.
Okay.
It's not a fuss. Because I know when it happens, it's going to be so good.
Yes,
like
it will.
All the rest of my triumphs.
Yes.
Has been that good. So.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
To be invited to Dirty Dog and to perform. So those are certain places. Because I've given so much to Detroit. And people say, say that like you gotta get out of the city. I'm like, I'm not in charge of all of this.
Correct.
I just have to be. I have to, but I have to act accordingly.
Absolutely.
I can't be
yes.
all like, I should get
Right.
You're gonna get what the Most High wants you to have.
Absolutely. Yeah. In due time. In due time. Yes.
And I tell you, if I would have got all of what I wanted, I would have killed myself.
Oh, absolutely.
If something like
yes.
If it would have been like that, I would have. My heart would have just exploded.
Yes. I mean, if we were in control of every single aspect, of our lives, neither one of us would be sitting here, and everything. Exactly. And so I have to, just sometimes step back and be like, phew. It's like, okay, I let go.
Yeah, have to.
I let go. I threw the keys to God. I'm like, I can't do it anymore because every time I tried it, I kept, hitting a brick wall. Yeah. And it's like, I can't do this. And so, and I just let go and just started letting things happen naturally. Yeah. And, the radio spot, radio station, with Mike, and now this platform and everything. And I'm excited. My nerves are just about gone. Yeah. They're almost gone now. They're relaxing. Like yes, they're relaxing. But no, because you're like I said, you are one of my biggest cheerleaders.
Yeah, I am.
And and you see things. And I'm like, what is this guy talking about? You'll call me or send me a text or something. I'm like, there she goes again. I'm like, what is this lady talking about? And, and I appreciate that. And I love that, and I'm glad to just kind of be in this space again, with a microphone. I get to talk.
I know, and you make so much sense.
Thank you. You heard it first here, everybody. She said I make sense.
Right. We need some common sense in the situation.
Yes. Yes.
We need some grown woman conversation.
Yes.
And some grown man conversation too.
Yes, and typically cooler heads prevel. Yeah. Cooler heads do prevail. Because I don't like stress. Yeah. So it's like.
Well, you learn too.
Yes.
Because it's a learn. I'm learning that. I'm like, oh, why do I do that? Why did I respond to that like that?
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm too. I one thing I have to say. I always say this. I love being a wife. That's like my other gig.
Beautiful.
I do that very well. Let me tell you. I never thought I would love being a wife as much as I love being a wife.
Wow.
I do.
Beautiful.
And you remember, I'll talk to you.
Yes.
I was at a point.
Yes.
But then when you like music.
Yes.
Like anything that's serving people.
Yes.
You got to take you out of it.
Yes.
Anything, you got to just take you out of it.
Yes.
You take you out of it. Like, I'm going to be okay. Just do the best I can do for you.
Right.
I'll be okay. I will be taken care of anyway.
Absolutely.
When you're selfless, which is not it's very difficult sometimes.
It is, yes.
That thing, that desire to want to serve, that's that drive that musicians have. And I could never put a title to it. Like, what is that? Oh, it's the desire to serve. Right,
yes. So now that chapter that you were just speaking about, that you and I had a lot of dialogue about, I know a lot of musicians' music comes out of that type of situation. Yeah. How did that help you in your music career during that chapter? Did some great music come out?
Like my divorce?
Well, no, when you and I were having that discussion a couple of years ago, and you kind of disappeared, for a few weeks and everything, because you were talking about, getting out of certain situations.
I did. I did a thing. I went soul searching again.
Yes.
And I did. See, I love you because that changed my everything.
Yes.
I surrender. Well, I wanted to go out and see who I was without all the restraints.
Correct. Yes.
And I was, and when I went out there, I was William Freeman's wife.
Yes.
I was still serving the Most High, even when I was still doing my Sabbath, which had gave me a sense of spirituality, and I know, and so that calmed a lot of that need to serve, restlessness. That a lot of musicians get, because when you are put in a position that you giving, that you gotta. It's a thing that can happen to musicians because you don't know how to that will never stop.
Yes,
you be feeding it.
Yeah, I call that the hamster syndrome.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. And these things are true. So I did go out. I went out and I was mostly bored.
Okay.
I was bored with what what I thought I was missing. And I don't even think I was. Yeah, I thought I don't even think I was just tired of. I was just tired of being a servant.
Yes.
Pretty much. And then realize that that's like ego. And you can't be tired. You can't be tired of doing what makes the world, the earth moves.
Right.
Because what if everybody gets tired?
Yeah, absolutely. Then there's nothing.
Right.
There's nothing.
So what part do I want to be? What part am I? Am I the part that's going to serve, or am I the part that's going to not do it?
Right.
So then when I came back home, I remember when I came back home, I had already decided that I wanted to be in my marriage. I wanted to work harder in my career.
Yes.
I wanted to go forward and just do, just keep doing, just being me, keep being humble. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about.
You can't do that anyway.
Right. Don't worry about all that stuff.
Right. They're not in your four walls with you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I find it that when I was when I loved the hustling game and all that, people love you when you're like doing cartwheels naked in the middle of Times Square.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
But then when you start getting healthy and you want to make a covenant,
yes,
like like really do the music as it's supposed to be done.
Yes.
It's not supposed to rape us. It's not supposed to expose us. It's actually supposed to edify.
Absolutely,
and,
yes.
You know what I mean? So when I was doing that, I was like, I was just trying to be like, hey, look at me!
Yes. Yes. But what I can say though, after that period, when you did come back on stage, dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you notice
I
it?
noticed.
You really
Oh yes, I noticed a lot of changes kind of in your vocals. And and I could feel. I mean, I felt your music before, but during that time, I felt it.
I was feeling everything.
I mean, it could be 10 people in Baker's.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, it was like, okay, she's doing this concert or this performance for me.
Yeah.
And I could feel, I could feel you and your healing in your music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoo. And I mean, it was so beautiful.
Wow.
And I know a lot of people, not necessarily, but they go through stuff.
Yeah, they do.
And they may not have an avenue to release it, to showcase it. Right. And for me, I keep stuff bottled up. I mean, that's a downside for me. And it's like a time bomb. Some little thing can trigger me, and then I'm out here. Like I said, I don't sing. A friend of mine, he keeps telling me, Dawn, you need to write. You need to write. I'm like, what am I going to write? He was like, sis, just write whatever you feel. And I'm like, okay. And
we're talking right now.
Well, yeah, and I do that, and people please know that this is going to be music.
Oh, yeah.
So we are talking music. I'll have a set list, play everything, but this, right here, is healing enough.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I might, start writing, but only who knows what's going to come out. But some stuff, if I write, it depends on how prolific it is. You might have to sing it for me.
Yeah, that's that's what I do want. I was telling him, he didn't believe me. I was like, I need you to write me some songs. He never called me back. Now I'm not even gonna call this person out. I was a little offended. Like,
just write the name down for me.
I know I am. I'm like, and I called, because, we.
Red light.
I'm not. It's not even about me.
The sky. The red light. The red light just popped on.
Oh, okay. That means we'll be ending.
Okay.
Shortly.
Oh, this was so much fun.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, thank you for calming my nerves.
Yes. Look, thank you. You know what? And this is going to be on too, and you can see this. What I never do. Because we can just talk. We can just talk because we are co-workers. So yes. It would just be because we co-workers now in the same.
Yes,
time.
We are.
So. I never like to watch myself from the previous show, but a lot of experts say you do. Yeah. But I'm just me.
But no, and I would do that from the other radio show. Yeah. Because it would. I did sometimes because I would do Facebook Live and some way or somehow I was able to save them, some of them. And somewhere when I would open them, or like a memory would come up. Yeah. And I'm like, why do I have that goofy look on my face? Because it was probably something crazy Mike said, or I was thinking about something. But I would watch sometimes, and it's like, sometimes depending on where I had my camera, you are watching WJZZ Cool TV, the world's coolest station in the world. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope. It's gonna be a rap in my head in a minute. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I want feedback. I want to know who you guys want to see in the studio, whose music you want to hear. We'll have call-in opportunities, of course. But I'm trying to get bodies in the studio, so people can see.
A lot of people.
I do.
You know a lot of people.
I do.
I'm going to be taking notes. I'm keeping a journal. I'm like, okay, now I need to call him for that gig.
Yes, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Yeah. Doing some things with Cliff Bells and everything. Yes, so I'm excited about that. And the new artist in resident over there, Noah Jackson, such an awesome human. Yes. Yes, he does. I'm not gonna call it the struggle. He knows. Yes, he does. Knows what the word is. How it should look. Yes. That was such a great choice. It was a phenomenal choice. Yes.
RJ, all of those cats.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to you know, helping him out, you know, on a few things.
Well, help him out with booking me.
I got we'll talk offline. We'll talk offline about that. Okay. But yes, WJZZ Cool TV, my show Jazz Cats / Kittens. I don't like that. You know, I'll have to come up with something else.
Well, you remember I did. Remember Jazz Cats?
Yes, I remember that. Yes, absolutely.
And I tell you, that Jazz Cats, if anybody know about Jazz Cats, that's when I knew that I was like, I am not destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're dealing with people, like the people that just want to just like
spirits.
And I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just talking about spirits.
Yes.
When people do that and you just see so many, we say, you know what, you gotta, in the storm, you gotta be calm. Like, what was that quote you said? You gotta
calmer heads prevail.
Yeah.
I mean, and it does. I mean, I know emotions will take over, but I guess me, because I got that from my mother. You know, I do have a temper. I got that from my dad. You know,
I can't even see it. I'm like, well, you probably do. You probably scratch somebody's eye.
I do have a temper, and I keep it so under wraps, you know.
If those as beautiful and big as your eyes is, I will always want to keep them happy.
And I'm getting it back. I'm
Yeah.
getting it back. You know, it's, you know, life has been, you know, hell, you know, for everybody. You know, not just me, you know, but just across the globe, you know. But I'm happy. Again, I'm getting there. You know, I know one of my girlfriends is probably watching, so Lisa. You know, but it's happening. You know, and we're gonna keep music alive.
Yes, we are.
You know, that's my goal in life, God, is to keep it going.
Keep it going.
You know.
The good stuff.
Yeah, oh absolutely.
It's the good stuff.
Yes, and trying to bring babies into the fold with music and everything. So, you know, that's what I'm looking to do. Yes. You are.
What can you say after that?
Thank you.
Power to the people.
Yes, power to the people. Yes, just thank you, and more thank you.
Well,
you know,
I think you did wonderful. What do you think? Are we all done?
Are we done? Did I do okay?